For the color gradient swatches assignment, what you're going to do is you're going to create some color swatches. What you're going to do is you're going to create some color swatches, and you are going to pull some color discs from them. And we can use those as swatches to create a color scheme. For this assignment, you're going to create 2 of them. Notice for each one of them, you're going to have your color gradient, and you're going to pull out 4 swatch colors from. You're going to do a total of 2 of them. There's 4 here. You need to do at least 2. So from a new document, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first and foremost turn the stroke off and pick a color. And I really don't care what color, because I'm not going to stay with that color. I'm going to pick a shape, rectangle, circle, whatever, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go with an oval. So I click out the oval, and notice that when I click out this shape, I've got 5 anchor points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center is an anchor point. Depending upon the shape will depend upon how many anchor points you have. So if I take this shape and I Control C to copy it, and then I Control V to paste it, line it up, and I'm going to Control V to paste it again. I now have 3 of them, and I'm going to try to space them out somewhat equally. After I create those, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to pick a second color for this. I'm going to pick blue, and then for my third one, I'm going to pick another color. I'm going to pick, let's go with yellow. So now I'm going to choose my blend tool. And the blend tool looks like this with the square and fading into the circle. I choose that, and notice how my active cursor is an open square. As soon as I put it over a anchor point, I click on it, and notice how it turned black. And it's the blue oval's corresponding anchor point. Notice it's black. Click. And the yellow's corresponding anchor point, and click. So I've created a gradient, but I've created a gradient with hundreds of different discs of colors that is smoothly changing from red to blue to yellow. So then from here, I'm going to Object Expand, which will break this thing apart. And then I'm going to Object Ungroup. And then I'm going to black arrow click away to deselect. Now from here I can just grab a disc and drag it out. And I can actually use these for color swatches. So let's say that I am drawing some object and I'm trying to stay within the color scheme. So I can then use my eyedropper tool and change to that color. And you wouldn't necessarily want to use red, yellow, and blue as your color scheme, but you might use an analogous color scheme with purple to a dark blue to a lighter blue. So that's the purpose of this assignment, is to learn how to create color swatches for use on drawings. But specifically what you're going to do is you're just going to create 2 of these, where it's going to be 3 colors that are going to be object blended and then expanded and ungrouped, and then you're going to pull out the discs. You need to do 2 of these.